Why did you run? The question was a low growl against my ear, his breath hot on my skin. My husband, Jackson Wilder, had me pinned against the cold marble of the bathroom counter. His voice, usually reserved for sold-out stadiums and blockbuster movie lines, was raw, tight with an emotion I couldn't name. One of his hands splayed across the small of my back, pressing me impossibly closer, while the other tangled in my hair, tilting my head back. Water from the still-running faucet dripped each drop. A tiny explosion in the tense silence. I could feel the hard lines of his body through my thin dress, a stark reminder that this man, this stranger I was married to, was devastatingly real. His lips brushed mine, a ghost of a touch that sent a shiver down my spine. Tell me, Cassie. It started with a text from my best friend, Penelope. Vegas tonight, 18 male strippers are calling our names. I was already packing. I'm tired of trying to drain a desert, I texted back, tossing a ridiculously expensive, ridiculously small dress into my suitcase. You give up on your mission, I give up on mine. A beat of silence, then, deal, see you at the club. Our missions, handed down by a cosmic, all-powerful entity we called the system, were simple on paper. Penelope, who'd married into the Wilder family alongside me, was tasked with draining the fortune of the elder brother, the formidable CEO Dominic Wilder. My task was a bit more intimate. I had to drain the stamina of the younger brother, the A-list Hollywood star, Jackson Wilder, my husband. The problem was, Dominic Wilder was so obscenely rich that Penelope's lavish spending barely made a dent, and Jackson Wilder was so obsessed with his career that he never ever came home. 3 years of marriage, and I'd seen my husband more on giant movie posters than in our ridiculously large, ridiculously empty Beverly Hills mansion. How do you drain the stamina of a man you can't even touch? So, we were quitting, running away, trading our gilded cages for a night of cheap thrills. In Vegas, it felt like freedom. The club was a glorious assault on the senses, pulsating music, neon lights, and the distinct smell of desperation and overpriced cocktails. Penelope, having lost a game of Never Have I Ever, was now the center of attention. A circle of well-oiled men in tearaway pants was performing a rather enthusiastic grinding routine around her. She buried her face in her hands, pretending to be embarrassed. I leaned over, shouting above the music, "What's the big deal? Your husband's private. Parties are way wilder than this." "You're right." She dropped her hands, a grin spreading across her face. "If you can't beat M, join M." With a whoop, she jumped up and started dancing with them, her hips moving with a joyful abandon that I hadn't seen in years. Just as the chaos reached its peak, a wall of men in sharp black suits and sunglasses cut through the crowd like sharks. They formed a line in front of Penelope and bowed in unison. "Ma'am, Mr. Wilder has sent us to escort you home." Dominic's security detail, of course. Penelope's face went pale. She grabbed my arm, her grip iron tight. "Cassie, what do I do? If Dominic finds me here, I'm dead." I didn't hesitate. "Run." I shoved through the bewildered dancers, pulling her toward the back exit. We made it to the alleyway, hearts pounding, only for her phone to ring. She answered, and I watched her face crumble. "Cassie," she said, her voice small. I can't. He's already transferred another 10 million to my account for the inconvenience." She looked at me, her eyes filled with a mixture of apology and surrender. "He just gives me so much. I can't leave him. I'm sorry. I think I'll keep trying." She ended the call, and before I could argue, Dominic's Bentley Mulsanne pulled up. One of the suits opened the door, and she got in without a backward glance. The betrayal was a sharp, bitter pill. So much for sisterhood. I was on my own. I didn't go back to our empty mansion. I checked into a penthouse suite at the Bellagio, the one Jackson's black card paid for. Without even blinking, I sat on the plush sofa, sipping champagne, the vast expanse of the Vegas skyline glittering before me. On the massive flat-screen TV, Jackson's face appeared. He was in a fantasy blockbuster, playing a wickedly seductive elven prince, currently luring the heroine back to his enchanted forest for what the script delicately implied would be a night of procreation. The live comment stream scrolling at the bottom of the screen was on fire. That jawline could cut glass. "The heroine is one lucky woman. Build me a magical forest, Daddy. I volunteer as tribute." Yeah, right. That smoldering intensity was all an act. On our wedding night, the one and only night we'd spent together, we'd been kissing, and it had been intense. Then he'd gone to take a shower, and I'd fallen asleep. When I woke up, he was gone. A note on the pillow said he'd been called back to the set. Who the hell leaves their new wife on their wedding night to go film a movie? I scoffed, flipping the channel, and there he was again, live. He was on a late-night talk show with the same actress, promoting the movie. As the host was gushing, Jackson's phone rang. On air, he excused himself and answered it, putting it on speaker by mistake. Dominic's voice, crisp and cold, filled the studio. "Can you get your wife under control? She just took mine to a club with 18 male strippers." The host's smile froze. The studio audience went dead silent. "And if you're not capable of keeping her busy," Dominic continued, his voice dripping with condescension, "find her a job, something to do. Stop her from being a bad influence on my wife." The implication was clear, brutal, public. If you're not capable, the internet exploded. Within minutes, Jackson Wilder owned Twitter. Hashtag Jackson Wilder married. Hashtag Jackson Wilder's wife. Hashtag Jackson's got no game. The last one was trending at #1 worldwide. My husband, the sexiest man alive according to 3 different magazines, was now the world's most famous case of supposed impotence. I watched him on screen, his face an unreadable mask of calm. "I'm on a live show, Dom. I'll call you back." He handled it with infuriating grace, but the damage was done. A wicked, vengeful laugh bubbled up inside me. I couldn't resist. I grabbed my phone, logged into my anonymous burner account, and found the most popular tweet under the hashtag Jackson's got no game hashtag. I typed out a simple, cutting reply. "Such a pretty face, such a waste." Then I tossed my phone aside, downed the rest of my champagne, and fell into a deep, dreamless sleep. I was awoken hours later by a familiar scent, a clean, woody fragrance that always lingered on his clothes, and a low, amused voice that sent a jolt through my system. "Forgot to switch to your burner account, didn't you?" My eyes flew open. Jackson was standing over me, silhouetted against the glittering lights of the Vegas Strip. He wasn't supposed to be here. He was supposed to be in LA, filming, promoting, being a star. He wasn't supposed to be real. My comment, I'd posted it from my main account. My mind raced, but his voice held no anger. If anything, it sounded fond. "The truth is the truth," I mumbled, my voice thick with sleep. "People should be allowed to speak it." In one fluid motion, he scooped me up into his arms. "What are you doing?" I protested, my heart hammering against my ribs. He didn't answer, just carried me from the living area into the opulent master bathroom. He set me down on the wide marble vanity, his hands resting on either side of me, trapping me. Then, slowly, deliberately, he leaned in and kissed me. It wasn't like his on-screen kisses, chaste, choreographed, and passionless. This was clumsy, clumsy, almost hesitant, but incredibly thorough. It was the kiss of a man who was learning, a man who was paying attention. I felt a dizzying, unwanted pull, a response from a part of me I thought I'd locked away. He pulled back, his eyes dark and unreadable. I had to end this, the system, the mission, the 3 years of cold silence. It was all a toxic mess, Jackson, I said, my voice steadier than I felt. I'd decided I wanted divorce. His gaze sharpened. For a moment I thought he would argue, would finally talk to me. Instead, his mouth found mine again, more demanding this time, as if trying to erase my words. He was a fox, a trickster, just like the character he played on screen. I must have been drunk on champagne and fury, because I didn't push him away. The water in the oversized tub was rising, filling the room with a warm, steamy haze. My body felt pliant, weak, melting under his touch. He broke the kiss, his forehead resting against mine. He brushed a stray strand of hair from my face, his thumb tracing my cheekbone. His own brow was beaded with a fine layer of sweat, a testament to the restraint he was clearly exercising. No divorce, he whispered, his voice hoarse. I know I've neglected you. I'll make it up to you. Just don't run away again, please. As he spoke, he pressed something small and hard into my palm. I looked down. It was his American Express Centurion card, the legendary black card. This is what I made this month, he said softly. It's all yours. Compensation. He thought money was compensation. I wanted his body, not his bank account. The mission demanded it. I let the card clatter onto the marble beside me. He saw my displeasure, his expression tightening. It's not enough. I'll work harder. I've got 3 new endorsement deals, and the residuals from the last film are about to come in for 3 years. This was his solution to everything: work, earn, transfer. My bank account was a testament to his guilt. A string of numbers so long it looked like a phone number, but it didn't matter how much money he gave me. If he wouldn't let me complete my mission, I would eventually be deleted. Jackson, I have enough money, I said, my voice low. My fingers traced the line of his shirt, flicking open the top button. I want something else. The hint was as subtle as a sledgehammer. He caught my wandering hand, his grip gentle but firm. For a moment his composure wavered, and I saw a flicker of raw, desperate longing in his eyes. Then it was gone, replaced by that infuriating, cool calm. Cassie, he said, his voice barely a